And when I say 1, 2, 3, stupidity, you are there. Are we ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, stupidity! Unbelievably so. And the book is launched, and you can see for sure that all our panelists are actually here. No one's been imprisoned between the time the notices went out and today's forum.
Most interesting thing about this book is the title, Incredibly Stupid. But I'd like to press Kee Thuan Chye on this point. The question that has not been answered in this book is, why are they so stupid? After all, if you look at the people and the statements being made by these people, Rahmat Dahlan is not stupid. Khairi Jamaluddin, I know he will disagree because he's on the other side. But the fact of the matter is, Rahman Dahlan and people like Khairi Jamaluddin are not stupid. So, why are they making such incredibly stupid statements? If we analyze this deeply enough, it provides important indications into the political system. Now, Kee Thuan Chye has threatened to write another book. I hope he keeps his threat, because we need an analysis of what these statements indicate about our current political system. The second point, which I want to go into, is about what does 1MDB reveal. One simple thing which it really reveals very clearly is this: how easy it is to plunder from the state. That has now been exposed. It is so easy for state elites to enter into the political system, into the system now as it is, and plunder from it. The second thing that it reveals is about institutional capacity. There's no autonomy for key institutions in the government today. And here I'm referring to the Attorney General's chamber, I'm referring to the police, and also to Bank Negara. And the third issue is, and this is Najib's own revelation, the money has entered into the electoral system. Najib has been rather silent, inelegantly silent, about the money and where it went into. We do know for a fact now it has entered the electoral process. But what is also interesting is this, is what's happening within UMNO. And here maybe Saifuddin can give us some insights into this. Did Najib tell the UMNO members who were elected that they have to be silent and support him because the money that came from 1MDB, which went into his account, was used in the last general election? I think he did. And that is why we will see the silence now coming from elected MPs and state assemblymen. The point is this too. If he goes down, they go down with him, because this is a violation of the Election Offences Act. And this means the very legitimacy of the government is now called into question if Najib falls. So UMNO too has a lot to lose. This brings me to the second point. What does this indicate about political financing also within UMNO? Now this is crucial, because what the 1MD has exposed is that there are slush funds in UMNO. Now the thing about this is, which is very interesting, is slush funds or secret funds are not uncommon. Tunku Abdul Rahman started it. We can go back to Tunku's time, and he himself has admitted that he had a slush fund because he did not want to rely on MCA for its financing. And this became a trend. Mahathir himself admitted that when he handed over power, he gave 1.6 billion ringgit worth of assets and money to Abdullah. But the point is this: while we know that there are slush funds or secret funds in UMNO, it is held in trust by 4 people. This is already recorded by the President, the Deputy President, the Secretary General, and the Treasurer. In this particular case, even Muhyiddin, by his own admission, did not know about the slush funds. So this raises the question as to what and how much UMNO itself knows, and now it is clear that the money went directly into his pocket. He used it for his own personal interests, so it appears, as well as for the 2013 elections. How does UMNO react to this? Now I raise this point because the question that's been asked today is, will Najib or Malaysia survive? I don't think it's a question of whether it's just Malaysia or Najib. I think it's a question of Najib or UMNO. UMNO has to think about this very carefully. The thing about an authoritarian regime, and we are living in an authoritarian regime, if an authoritarian regime does not deliver economic growth, its likelihood of falling is extremely great. What we do know about the 1MDB crisis is, as Zeti has now acknowledged, that if we do not resolve the 1MDB crisis, then the economy is going to be in a real tailspin. We are already seeing indications of that. So how will UMNO react to this? How will UMNO react to the economy going to a tailspin, and what are the implications of this for UMNO if they do not deal with Najib? We have already seen in history that when there are economic crises, it can lead to political crisis. The first indication of this was in 1986 when we had an economic recession and we saw the Team A, Team B crisis in UMNO. The second major crisis that we saw was the Asian financial crisis, where we saw what happened to the economy in that sense, and then we saw the crisis between Mahathir and Anwar. And then we had the 2008 crisis, and we saw the implications of this also in terms of what happened to Abdullah and subsequently to UMNO. So the implications of this for UMNO, if they do not deal with Najib, is serious. So I would argue the real interesting thing to watch today is what's going on in UMNO. Now UMNO, Najib thinks if he can practice patronage and if he can stifle dissent, he can keep things in track. Yes, that's a short-term thinking, and he's probably right. But what are the long-term implications of this for UMNO, as more importantly, for the economy? I'd like to leave it with that at that point. The crisis that we are facing here today is this. The Prime Minister is also the Minister of Finance. 1MDB falls under the Ministry of Finance Incorporated. By having control of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, he has also control of all the other 5 major GLICs. How will he use the other GLICs, the government-linked investment companies? How will he use the other GLICs to bail out 1MDB? We are already seeing implications of this. He tried with EPF, it didn't work. We do know that he has tried to do this with LTAT. LTAT, as you know, is linked to the Angkatan Tentera Pension Fund. It is linked to Lodin Kamarudin. Lodin Kamarudin is a key member in 1MDB. Lodin Kamarudin is a close ally of his. Lodin Kamarudin was also implicated in the Defense Scorpion submarine scandal. And these are the people controlling the GLICs. If we do not have a break between the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance, the implications of this are also very clear on the economy. Najib is not willing to relinquish the Ministry of Finance. The economy is heading for a major tailspin. How will UMNO react? What does this mean for us Malaysians? Let me leave you with that thought. We can discuss this further during the Q&A. Thank you.